Hello! This is going to be one of my other videos in this new series that I've created, just experimenting with YouTube. So in the years past, I've vlogged a lot. I love vlogging, I love writing. So every time I travel or go backpacking, I end up writing about it. So this time I decided to make a video series talking about some of my highlights of traveling around the world, some of my more adventurous stories or experiences I look back at and think, wow, I learned a lot from that, and I really want to share it with others. And maybe someday I look back at it and think that, if I could do that, I could do something else, or if someone else is contemplating maybe traveling by themselves or going somewhere that they are a little apprehensive about, maybe this will help clear their doubts. So, to get started, I'm going to talk about how I got started with solo traveling or backpacking. As a child or 10 years ago, I would have never thought that someone like me, who's introverted by nature, would take off with a book bag and go to some random country and just live on my own. I would have never guessed that I had that in me, but to my surprise, it turned out to be so much better than I could have imagined. I think a lot of people have that fear of the unknown, and that's only a natural human tendency, but I, for one, have always realized that I can't be fearful of the unknown, so you either embrace it and you learn from it and let it help you grow as a person, or you run away from it and miss out on something great. So that's how I started backpacking. My first trip was backpacking across Europe, which I'm sure seasoned backpackers out there know that's one of the easiest places to go backpacking in, because Europe is really easy to get around. Tons and tons of public transportation, a lot of cheap flights like Ryanair, EasyJet, Vueling, you name it. Europe, it's a little more expensive considering they use euros, and European economy tends to be better than the United States economy if you're going from the United States. But overall, it's still so much more convenient to go backpacking across Europe. But when you're backpacking, you really look for convenience. You look for thrill and adventure. So when I went to Europe, I went by myself. First few days, I actually got to spend time with my sister-in-law because she was staying in a town outside of London with her sister. So that was a wonderful experience. I really enjoyed that. But as soon as I arrived there, I was on my own. I explored the city on my own, which was quite the journey. I spent probably 2 hours with this book bag on my back, walking around central London, looking for this bus terminal and then this train station to get to the town. It started raining, it was pouring rain, and then there was this bicycle race going on and the roads were closed. Oh, but that was fun. I ended up going under this mini shelter roof place where a ton of random people just came and stood there, and I just stood there with them, and it was like I was connecting with strangers because of the rain. It was awesome. Then I crossed the street with them and I found my train station eventually. But along the way, I got to experience so much more. I found James Park, which was across from the palace. I didn't go inside the palace because I really didn't care to go see luxurious living accommodations. I'd rather see nature. So I went to James Park instead, and it was beautiful. Then I went and walked around London, and I walked alongside the Thames River, and I probably heard like 10 to 15 different languages. It was so diverse. I could understand maybe 3 or 4 of the languages, but at least walking amongst that diverse group of people, which is really enriching. I loved it. And then I got my river cruise. I love river cruises. That's fun. And then I eventually went and caught a train to go to my sister's house. And then I had a great time there too. But that started my Europe backpacking trip. And once I left London and I took a plane to Athens, from there I was on my own for the rest of the journey. I think it was one of the first times in my life I was alone like that, but it was also one of the best times of my life because I learned to explore on my own. I learned to trust my instincts. I learned not to be scared of things when they go wrong or if I got lost. Instead of being fearful or worried, I learned to stay calm in situations like that. And overall, I think I just grew so much as a result of that journey. So I encourage anyone, everyone who wants to go backpacking on their own, or just traveling on their own. They don't necessarily just need to go with a backpack. I mean, that's just how I prefer to go because it's more simple that way. And you really don't need all the extra stuff when you're traveling. All you need is your basic necessities, and the rest is up to you. Whatever you want to take, you can take with you. I prefer the backpacking style of traveling just because, like I said, because of the simplicity, not having things weigh me down. I don't want to attach value to an object. Instead, I want to attach value to my experiences. So when I'm traveling, my whole focus is seeing the sights around me. I don't mean like sightseeing, like just going to some famous monument, taking a selfie or picture, and then that's that. That I don't like that. Instead, I'd rather go to a place and try to immerse myself in that culture as much as I can. Of course, I take pictures. Who doesn't take pictures? But I want to learn from that journey, and I want to meet those people and hear their stories, the stories that will add to the colors in my life, because each one of them end up leaving a footprint in my journey. And I really think that if you're going to go to a different part of the world, it's definitely a good idea to talk to local people. Don't just go there and talk to the people that you went with. Instead, open your mind and get to know the world around you. Isn't that why you go to a new place? You don't go there just to stay in a resort and take pictures in a sun hat. I mean, sure, you can do that too. There's nothing wrong with that. That's just not my way of traveling, so anyway, I guess everyone's different. So this video is just supposed to kind of be an intro into traveling on your own. Like I said, don't be scared. You really have a lot of potential in you when you travel by yourself that you'll surprise yourself. For instance, if you get lost once, the first time you get lost, you might be a little scared. Then you realize there's no point in being scared. You can focus your energy on better things like finding a solution. And that lesson you'll keep with you for the rest of your life when you come back to your hometown or when you go back to your day-to-day life. The lessons you learn while traveling will stay with you and hopefully make you a more well-rounded person to tackle everyday challenges. So that's that for my first video. Well, it's not really my first video. I think I've made some other ones, but I might post this. I might make other videos later talking about hostels that I like. I love staying in hostels. Prefer them so much more than staying in hotels because hostels are more affordable and you meet a lot of people. And that's the fun of traveling. Like I said, meeting others and sharing stories and getting to know locals and putting yourself in a new environment, new culture, and just like seeing how you do. I don't know, for me it's like a game because I learn how to grow and I learn how to get out of my box. Like I said, I'm an introvert, but when I'm traveling, I stay true to my introvert self. At the same time, I'm really outgoing, and you learn so much about yourself and you learn so much about the world around you. So I think if you don't have the time to go travel someplace, the next best thing is to learn about how you can make that happen. So if you don't have time to go travel right now, doesn't mean you won't have time in the future. I'm sure you can plan something. Like I said, there's always ways. If you want, you can find barriers. Or if you want, you can find possibilities. Okay, so I'm going to end this video now. It's getting too long. I don't want to extend this any longer. So thank you for watching. I hope I didn't bore you to death. And if I did, then get a good nap out of it. Okay, goodbye.